You talking
Well,
to?
then you failed as a
Be
dad,
quiet.
man.
Soon
Oh
as
my
you be
God,
quiet, you
King,
should
could
be
you please
quiet.
get this
Be
I'm
nigga?
here for the
quiet.
Somebody
conversation.
Don't
need
go
to
Dude,
back
get
and forth with
him.
him. Be quiet.
you're
Just be
gonna
quiet. Listen,
motherfucking have a
you
ugly
can't
little
be
dirty
quiet. You
bitch,
need to be
dude.
quiet.
That's
Listen.
gonna suck really bad. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the host's little rat children. I'm
What
talking
you
about
say?
his little rat people
Don't
that
you
he
just leave
decided to
number
kick out.
five. Now
Because
you
he
being
tries to pretend like
public.
he's so pro black this,
That
pro black
part.
that, but he's got
Shot
white
town in this
children.
No,
motherfucker.
listen,
Bitch,
listen.
come
He
up here
been
and say
saying
that
That
this.
shit to
number
us,
five.
bitch,
You putting
and
your
Going
see
on,
what
business
Gina
man?
out
happens.
asked y'all to
publicly.
be
No
quiet and
motherfucking body
ladies.
gonna
What's
wash
going
up
on,
on Lake
man? What's going
Michigan,
on?
But
bitch.
He
Stacy,
to
And
pretend
ain't
but
like
gonna
he doesn't
solve
Stacy,
know
no
that
murders,
women
bitch.
Stacy,
respect them
Ooh,
deeply.
Stacy.
he's pissing. Okay,
Gina
I'ma shut
asked
up.
you
What's
to
the
be
point of my
quiet and
existence?
listen.
The point of every other
And you
man's
just
existence
won't
to create
stop.
a legacy for the children that I
Just
love, to
listen.
create family, to create legacy. Why am I here? Because I like to make this host look like a bitch. Apparently, I'm the only one that's ever pissed him off to the point that I pissed him off today. So,
Now, you
this is
think
fun.
you made him look like a bitch and you forgot the fact that you said he had a pretty
You
asshole?
want my
You think
address?
he looks like a
That's fine.
bitch?
If any of you are intelligent enough, then you can do what's called an IP skip tracer and iLoader. It's very, very simple to
And
find
then
out
you
my
got
You
him
ain't
with
exact
gonna
the
show up at
pedophile wig.
nobody's
You
geolocation
house,
think
down
he
to
looks
sir.
like a
the.
I
bitch too?
promise
You ain't
you.
gonna show up anyway, you little pussy ass bitches.
Well, there you go. You heard it from
You
her,
know
man.
how many people on Bigo
Girl,
have
shut
my
your
fucking
bitch
address
ass
and none of
up.
them even showed up once because all y'all bunch
Shut
of
your bitch
pussies that
ass
talk
up,
shit
you
on the internet.
faggot ass bitch. I
You
ain't
So
ain't got
finna
no
come up
yeah,
in
fucking
your
balls
ass.
to back up what you
Tell your
actually
bitch
I've
to get
say.
on
given
camera.
all the
Tell your bitch
motherfucking
to get on
address to
camera. I'll beat
everything
that
that I've
shit
ever
out your
had.
ass.
Y'all know my
Fuck
business
you in
names. I showed my bank accounts. I've showed my stock accounts. You motherfuckers might as well suck my dick at this point because you know about as much as my wife.
Oh, oh, why is he still up here?
I'm saying. So if this is what we're talking about, man, then this is what we're talking about. Me,
What
focus,
wife?
Big Daddy focus. I would have kicked out my account that made you look like a pussy too.
Bunch of pussies.
Yeah, because that account was shitting on your account.
Meanwhile, if
She
you
heard
were really
everything you've been
sorry, you
talking
would have
about, and
kept
this is
your
the first
account
time
instead
she
of
opened
making
her
me all
mouth. So
proud.
nothing you said
Yeah, I
behind
know.
her ear was offensive to her.
Let me
I'm
go
crazy.
pick up my phone.
No, I have two wives here. Why the vibe changed from
Ain't no
earlier?
way
Let me
you got
explain.
two dummies
Because I
that's
was in here
interested
and I
in
made
you,
the host very
bitch.
jealous. He didn't like the fact that I said that I made four
You ain't
hundred and
never
eighty
got no
thousand
two
dollars a
bitches.
year, and I was still on this app. He said, "How do you do that?" I said, "Well, I do it this way." And he said, "No, you don't have that." So I showed a bank account with over $1 million in it. He said, "How do you have $1 million and your net worth is this?" And he argued with me for over an hour how that worked until he
Look,
sat there and said, "Okay, that makes
you can
sense.
tell
I
he
get
not
that now. You make it
writing
make sense to
crayon
me.
in the
I'm a
box
real
on the
nigga.
shirt the
I can
truth,
admit
the
when
truth
I'm wrong."
about.
So I
Because
said,
who
okay,
gets
well, now
up
you
here
understand
and
how I
admit
made that
when they
money.
know they
No, for a
committing
fact, whether
fraud
you
and
believe
all
it or you
kind of
don't
bullshit
believe it,
against the government
I have
and the
multiple
government watching
millions
this
sitting around this
motherfucking app,
motherfucking
the feds on
cryptocurrency
this app.
situation right now.
Who gets
And
up
no,
here?
you
He
don't.
got to
I
be
would
working
bring
with
that.
them
I have a
y'all.
Bentley. I have a
Or either
Hellcat.
he's
I
just
have a
stupid
Cuban
as
link
hell.
chain. I have all this other shit. No, I mean that's you.
You see what I'm
But
saying?
me,
Because
Who
I
some
gets
want
people
to
up
can
here and
make
talk
tell you
about
$40
their
what
million
crime?
dollars in the
It
next few
doesn't
years,
make
two to
any
three
is
hundred
sense.
highly
for me. I
identified
want to make
DL.
100, $200 million. That ain't enough for me. He's like, oh yeah, but if
Yeah,
I
he
had that type
high.
of money, I would be buying Cuban links. I would have shit to show for it.
But
Who's to
just
say that I
show us
don't? Well, show me. I
yachts
showed you.
and
You have to
luxury
stop
Show
yachts.
me
saying
a
host
car.
Be
behind me.
fast.
Why does a car represent my wealth? Because if car represents wealth, then Bill Gates doesn't own a car, Elon Musk doesn't own a car, Warren Buffett doesn't own a car. So what are we
You
talking
are
about?
not
It's
now one of
everything.
them men that
For me,
you
it's
just called
millions.
out. You will be nowhere near that.
Tyler Perry lived in his car for 2 years and he's now a billionaire. So
You know why he don't have a car? Because he got a
what do you say?
private jet, something that
Tyler
you would not
Perry
Tyler
have.
Perry
represents
You
slept
have
with a
no
lot of
business to have that.
men to
Exactly.
get
You
that
don't even
weed.
buy a
You
damn
don't
pair of
have no
Adidas.
business
historical
about
reference.
yourself.
Tyler Perry
That's
is
The
all I'm
dead.
fact that
saying.
you have it.
That was a
So
terrible
What you talking
reference.
about?
Tyler
yes.
Perry was such a
So when I'm gonna sit there and teach them how net worth works, which I did teach your host something, oh, King Knowledge there knows everything.
Most
When we
of the
taught
time when some
him
people
how
get
to do
paid
an
off of something,
actual
they're not going to
situation where
teach
you
the
can
next
pay
person
yourself
how to
and
get
not
the
have to
money
lose
too.
all your
So you
assets
got,
and
you know,
liability
it's
for
a
a
scam.
year,
But who the
and you
fuck
don't
going
have to
around
get
teaching
taxed on the
people how
money
to
that
get
you made.
millions
We
and millions
taught
of
him how to
dollars?
do this just now
Nobody
today.
does this.
How to do it. And
free.
while that was happening, he got jealous,
I
and
want
the
to see how
panel got
long he
mad.
can go.
So
What
now
the
we're
fuck he
here.
gotta be jealous of you for?
In
Your
some way,
fucking
shape, or
beard is
form,
sprayed
he
on.
thinks
Your
that
fucking
he's gonna get
eyebrows
me
are
to,
sprayed
I
on
don't
as
know, do
well.
whatever.
They look
I
like
don't know.
hospital sprouts.
I've been sitting
Nigga,
here
you're not a
asking
gangbanger, but you
questions.
Is
have your
my
fucking
thing
hat
is
to the left or
for
whatever the
y'all
fuck you
women,
To
got.
teach
for the
Or is
my
that
women that
son.
that
got
bogus
kids,
ass
for the
art on
women
that
that got
fucking
kids,
wall?
It's
Shut
three
up.
of them.
why do you still,
So
for the
y'all was
women that
all
got
sleeping
kids
in the
on this
streets?
panel, why are y'all still
Oh, that would
entertaining
be a
this man?
crazy story, though,
Then
wouldn't
you
it?
didn't even
That's
spray the whole
that's all I
fucking
want to
beard because you
understand.
still
Awesome
see.
story.
Why
I don't
are
know if
you
that's
still
fucking gray
entertaining
or
him?
tan. You did
One
a
of us
You're
was
horrible
giving
job.
a man
My
that's talking
9-month-old could have
about
sprayed better than that.
children your
You writes on
attention.
my walls
That's
already.
what I said in the
right now.
comments. This homosexual
Now I
behavior
have good
leads to
money and I'm chilling,
pedophilia, and
chilling.
he made it very
That's
clear
what I'm
today.
not understanding.
Yeah,
Y'all are
especially
giving
the
a
people
man
who
that's
get on their little
talking
time
about
and didn't know that I
children
was doing
y'all
these things. When
attention.
they come back, they're like, "Wait,
Hollis ain't
focus.
even
Weren't you
talking
living
to
in
the
your car?"
nigga no
Yeah, I
more.
was. I've been
It's
working my
y'all
ass
talking
off
to
for
him.
over a year,
Why
doing
y'all
a lot
entertaining this dude?
of
Like that
shit.
shit don't make sense.
I feel like he need to
Y'all
be
giving him
dropped because he
content.
literally just wished this death
And
on
we
this
have
man
the
kids.
Okay,
that's
and you
beautiful.
sitting here talking
That's
to the man.
wonderful.
The fuck you mean? You
So
sitting here
prove me.
entertaining him.
You could have
Entertaining
been
him, but
doing
that's
something
fucked up.
today. That's wonderful.
It don't matter. Stop
Yeah.
entertaining
There
motherfuckers
are a
that is
lot of
fucked
people who
up.
know my name
That's a lot
on
of
this
our
app
problem.
and
Press
other
release.
apps,
Press
on
release.
YouTube,
She mad about
Twitter,
Don't go there with me, cause that shit
Instagram,
bogus.
Facebook,
right.
real life, business ownership,
Yeah, it's
business
To be
bogus, but
honest,
partnership.
yeah, this is
he's gonna
mental
Because need to
continue.
be
illness, and
You're
blocked
it's
allowing
and
him
let
to
crazy.
keep
down.
doing it when you're entertaining
Lost
him.
it.
Every time
We
you
want to
say
keep
something
the
to him,
topic
he's
on
gonna
me.
rebuttal with some
Like I
bullshit.
said, rules
So stop
change, energy
entertaining
change.
him, and he'll eventually shut the fuck up.
My bitch, are you
I'm
ready?
not
Are you
finna
ready
say shit to
to
him.
combat with your father again? You could try again, Luke. Don't worry. You could try it one more time.
I'm finna
No?
sit here and hold no conversation with no man that's talking about
Those of
nobody
you
kids.
that want to
Hell
pretend
no.
like this man has any
You
type of
important for
knowledge at
everything.
all. He got sunned
Why are
twice
you
today.
hating on him like
Got it on
that? Wait a
camera.
minute.
Taught him 3 different subjects. Got that on camera. And I got him to admit that I taught him something that he doesn't already know because he's king knowledge. Got that on camera too. I love to
Oh, see,
record
he
things,
wants
you know.
knowledge is
I
energy.
love to
That's why
record
he's still
things.
talking and ignoring
Posting them
us.
to
He wants the
YouTube is
energy from
wonderful. It's
king.
great content. It's great content.
Drop that motherfucking Eddie, my nigga. That's one thing that I bet you won't do. Drop that motherfucking Eddie and see if a nigga don't show up in the next 24 hours. I bet you won't do that.
Nah, bro, see, he gonna show up like Candyman. This nigga take 25.
Be quiet.
Well, now we know you heard
He's
him, so
stressed.
drop the Addy in his
Not
inbox. Let us know
C-Man.
where you did it. Now we know you heard him.
Stressed
Drop
Not
it.
out.
C-Man.
No knowledge. He's stressed out. Be quiet. He's stressed out. Stressed out. Stressed out. Stressed out.
King, what does it feel to have
I
Mm-mm.
can
men?
see
I
that.
really want to know this,
Though.
King, though, coming
Really,
from you.
respectfully, I
How
still
do
haven't
it
heard a word
feel
that you
to
said.
have
I know
these
that you
type
guys
of
think that I'm
men
listening. I know you think
energy
this is a
coming
myth.
in like
That
I
shit is
on
real.
the? I know
Shut
you
up.
had to
I
fight off the
think
it's
about
women,
me.
still a C-Man
and then you
I
got to
energy.
fight
can
off
put
the
comments
Still
so
men.
you
the
can read
energy.
the comments. I can't
I
ignore
mean, how
them.
do that fucking feel? I know
I
they
know
got
what
to
I
be
can
some
ignore
kind
them.
of
But
fucking. I mean, I know that she had you fucked up in the head.
I can give you my mom's
Not y'all
address too.
giving
My
this
mom
man
told
an
us
I'm asking this
interview.
everything.
man a question. That just gonna talk over me.
You look up Guillermo Gerardo Colon. You
He
should look
can't
up
get
that
too
name.
loud. He got
That's
to
one of
use
the
his
biggest things. You
library
should
voice
Google
because
that.
he in his mama basement and shit, making
You
pallets
should
on the
look up
fucking
Randy
floor.
Colon and see who that is.
And
But
some of y'all
King,
That's
giving
why
this
he's
how
so
man
do
more
it
calm.
feel
attention than
though?
y'all give y'all
I
own
mean,
fucking
to have
kids.
these men to come up here and pretend
It's a
like
great
they want
idea.
to
Y'all
build
doing
with you,
It's a
and you know what I'm saying,
wonderful
then you
idea.
come to find out they
You know,
really like you. I mean, that
Right. They
shit
come
got
up
wonderful,
to
here
be
and dick
wonderful
suck with
disturbing.
idea.
him often, all the
I don't
time.
think that
Yeah, they
you
do that
might
shit
look
all the time.
you walk
It's
past that
disturbing.
person
Man,
you
it's
say
like a girl when you say don't talk to
Mm-mm.
me.
might
Continue.
be it might be a
I
little
mean,
bit
it's like they come up
hectic
here and then they just
for a little
sit.
while.
They sit and
Like you
pretend
at
like
my
they
mom's
like,
house,
you know,
but you don't know
they
who you
want
Throw
are.
to
tantrums.
be,
I'm
you know,
smarter
cool
You
than
with
don't know
him.
what
you.
you're
He's so
doing
Shit, and
here.
then
upset.
in that minute they
It's
turn into
probably
some
gonna
kind
be
of
a couple of
foreign
steps that
lover
are
or something.
heading your
This
direction.
shit crazy.
I have a
Not your
question.
crazy
I have a
situation,
question.
you know.
Dude, number five, I have a
Your
question for
crazy
you, right?
situation. She
Number
probably gonna shoot
five,
at
I
me.
have a question.
now.
I have a
Now he getting
question.
an
A real
interview.
legitimate
Lord Jesus,
question.
No.
the nigga's
What
getting an interview.
I
I
don't know
want
if
to
you think
ask you.
what happening to my mother is going to change the fact that I think a bitch should die from a ceiling fan by her
Yeah.
titties, and then some
It's
Excuse
other
me, I
it's
shit.
some
have a
niggas right now
question.
that's watching this
I
panel
have
and
a
they finna do
question,
Can't hear
everything
right?
you.
he doing.
He
Cause
What
he
said
getting
he not
attention.
from
happened?
Puerto Rican, but he definitely
Cause
What
can
he
speak
getting
English.
happened?
attention.
when that little
What
slut goes
happened?
if I
What
give
Oh,
her
happened in your
nightmare
early
got
Barbara,
childhood
I'm gonna
you
that
kicked him,
created a
Barbara.
and do what
situation
I think.
that made you feel like you needed
You know,
You gonna
external
kick me before
validation
Barbara, for
and
that
that you'll
shit
do
in him.
they
anything to
really
get
think
it,
that.
no matter what? I
They
really want
really
to know.
believe that.
Cause
I
he
said,
not,
I'll
he
give
just
you her.
talking, he don't
You
want
see
much
$100.
more
more
about
men
it. I
talking about
promise
kids
you.
than
I
your
think
wife
this
because
nigga
they
adopted
watching
or
him get all the
something.
That's what you
attention from
want to
y'all.
do.
Y'all
So
asking him questions. Y'all
if that's
I
what you
constantly
really
think
want to
to
demanding
do,
it.
know
Y'all might
because
Don't
y'all
he's
ask
might
that
be
dealing with
crazy
crazy.
shit. You should
issues
want to know
of he
nothing out
need
his
If
business.
this what we
validation.
got to do to get
He's
attention
needing
from black
external
women, I'm
validation.
finna
So I'm
start
trying to
doing
get
this
to
shit
the
too. I'm
bottom
about
of
to
it.
talk
don't
about
listen to
kids
I
next.
Seriously.
hope another
But
man would
We
never
know
tell
we need
Bigo
to
go get
deal
your
with this
attention. I
psychologically.
agree with that.
Seriously.
If you think I'm trolling
Why are
Damien,
you what is
why the
it
fuck
that
you
you
want to
got
deal
going
with it?
on that
No,
you
makes
tell
Bigo
me
you
what
don't
you
feel
think.
want
like
to deal
you
with
don't get
shit.
Who
attention at
cares what
home?
he got going on?
Why
The
aren't you
men
getting
talking about
attention at
kids.
home?
Who
Why
cares?
aren't you getting attention at home that you
Remember,
feel
you
you
have
need
a
to sit
question for
on
me?
this
That
panel
would mean
for
you gave a shit
validation?
what anyone has to say
Yes.
on this
Right?
panel.
Supposedly he got
Are
a
That's
you
new
gonna
true.
woman.
help
But
him
That's
out with
true.
you're
that? Oh
you're
my God,
here.
he's
So
giving him
obviously you
psychological
give a
help.
shit.
Stop listening
You're
out over there when
here.
y'all
So when you
This
show
nigga
wait.
get
up
help
Don't
and
get that
everything.
somewhere
He get free
where you don't give a
psychological
fuck about, that
assessments and
shows you lack
everything.
self-love.
He's
That shows
blessed.
you lack self-love, brother.
Not gonna happen.
When you go places where you know your
It's
Ma'am,
just gonna
time
stay
and
this way
energy
ma'am,
is
until
you
not being
talking to a
valued
big wild
and you
man.
want
I
to keep
Getting a
This
whole
going,
this
free
is a
assessment.
drug addict.
and I can
He's
send it
on
back.
drugs, ma'am.
So
That's
he's
What
not
got
happened?
healthy.
narcissistic personality
but I don't think
disorder
that's
and
the
it
way
That's
you
what
comes
I
said
from
it.
said. I said he
abandonment
a
issues.
covert
You know this.
narcissist. I
That's
think he a
exactly what
covert
Now,
narcissist.
it's not covert, it's openly,
wants
it's
to keep
very
you being a
open.
dog.
You think it's
But my
open? I
thing
think it's
No,
is
covert.
ma'am.
I
We
promise.
know.
abandonment issues
He
creates this
wants
type of
he
environment
wants to
where
have
you'll
the
go
illusion of
somewhere on
That's
control.
somebody's
right.
panel and
That's
you're
right.
gonna you for that
The
need of
time you tell me
control.
or not, you
So
a
you'll
slut
keep
baby
You
or a
ain't
talking,
cheating.
and
daughter
then
is gonna
you'll
grow up to be
start
just like your
tearing
father.
people down to bring yourself up
Is that
because
slut
you're
baby
not
gonna grow
getting
up to
that
be like your
validation
daddy?
at home.
That's the
And
Cause
topic.
I'm
You
some
care
people,
serious.
about
I
him.
really want to address
exactly.
that
You care
so we
about
could
him,
heal
Exactly.
Ashley.
this. Because
Now,
it's
the
like
No, we
topic
even
don't want to
people
is
hear.
who with
being a
We
black
know
overemphasis
woman.
on
we don't
money,
need
So
to
I
hear no
care less
it's
demonic
about her.
spirit.
because
So
What you
that's
need to do is
Well,
a
too late.
stay
He can get
compensation
there.
for
out.
You
something
don't
that
have
Why
to
are
you're
you
not
try
not
to
trying to
getting.
heal
dance
the black men that want to
100%
be healed?
man.
Help
that's
them.
10 to 1.
Help the
Anybody else
niggas
got
that
that?
Real
want to
quick, he
be
gotta
helped.
use his
You
library
out here
voice
giving
and
this
his
Trying to
man
heal a
mama.
assessment and
demon.
he's
You
talking
right
about
Fuck
children.
around, put his
You
ass
don't want
out.
Fucking
nobody
Like,
helping
demon.
him.
little tiny
Hell
slut
no.
baby with
all
these
of that
titties
is
like
a
a
cry
balloon.
out because when he
This
was
is
a
gonna
kid, he was abused. When he was a
Thank
child, he
you.
was
Hmm.
abused.
Thank you,
That
Sunflower.
part.
Thank
Sweetheart.
you,
Thank
exactly.
In the
you.
name
Don't
of
let his
Jesus.
ass back
Thank
up here.
Is
thank
Oh,
there
you.
any black men that actually want some help? Come up
hey.
here so she could assess them.
Barbara,
Like,
you know you wrong. But sitting
damn,
here letting that bullshit go on that long, Barbara.
Don't
he
blame
left
Bob
y'all.
for
Stop
that.
talking. That's
He's
crazy.
crazy.
You need to get him to come
But
back.
Oh,
when he said it about the kids, that was fucked up. Like, I be trying to beat his
Yeah.
ass for real. Like,
He could
Yeah,
have
that's
been
the only
but
thing
adopted.
that
that's
became
because
up.
he's
First he
trying to
became
speaking
piss
a
me
about his
off.
pedophile. He
own
became a
abuse.
pedophile.
He's
Out of
speaking
It don't
about
matter.
his
You
own
giving him
abuse
an
that he
excuses
went
and
through.
shit too.
I'm not. I'm
too. You
diagnosing
know,
him.
I'd be definitely scared of me
I
too.
am
But
diagnosing him
Oh,
because when
Barbara.
people
No,
show
leave
like
Bob
Oh,
Hey,
that,
to
my
get
alone.
your
when
back
goodness.
up,
people
nigga,
act
K.
like that,
Thank
Oh,
you,
Lord.
Sunflower.
when people act like that, you diagnose them.
He's gone. He's gone. We don't have to talk about him no more. Let's not give
Okay.
him any attention, please. He's gone.
Yes.
Thank you,
That
love.
was too
He'll
much
be
energy.
back. He ain't
What
got no
Yes.
y'all,
time.
what y'all scared of though? Like, why y'all afraid? Like,
what happened,
let the
man? You
nigga
seem
rock,
He's
triggered.
bro.
You guys okay?
annoying.
Let
He's
the
Yeah,
nigga rock.
okay.
So
annoying.
what?
You guys not
So
Lord.
what?
okay?
So what?
God damn.
So what?
Is there
This
anyone
nigga
Hey,
triggered in
here.
this
this
panel?
nigga, bro.
Listen, man, this is what y'all gonna do. The nigga gonna leave and then y'all gonna be quiet in the motherfucker with nothing to say. Let this bitch be content. Let this whole ass nigga be content. He ain't talking about shit. I told y'all, this nigga don't want to jump out there. This nigga don't want to drop his motherfucking address, man. I'm serious, man. I have a nigga at that nigga house, man. I don't be bullshitting about my children. Y'all know me. I don't play with that shit. That's why I say let the nigga keep talking, man. I'm studying this nigga, man. Y'all gotta understand. Let me do my thing, man. I ain't ask nobody to kick, man. Play your role as an admin. When it's time to kick, y'all don't kick. You let this nigga talk for 5 hours. Now you want to kick all of a sudden. Stop that bullshit. Let this nigga go on and do what the fuck he doing. I ain't mad. What you mad for? Let this whole ass nigga talk for the rest of the night. Sorry, let the nigga do his thing. It's cool. Let him make his bed.
Nah, yeah, let
Let him
him.
make his bed.
But
Let the
y'all
nigga
on
make
here
his
giving this
bed.
man a free diagnostic
For free.
for free. I'm the world's
This thing is
greatest.
crazy. I ain't seen
Yeah.
nothing like this in my life.
Let the
I'm about
nigga
to
do his
call
thing,
my
bro.
nigga
Let the
is
nigga do
fucked
his
up, and now
thing.
we
Don't
come over here and get
dare
a
disrespect
diagnostic
R.
too.
Kelly singing.
Goddamn, he made
Hey,
it.
everything that you was saying, whoever that was talking, it was a female talking in regards to this nigga like basically projecting, right? So I'm trying to understand where did all this homosexual shit come from? You know, nigga getting fucked when he was in jail, gay children, you know, your son getting raped and all of this shit. I'm trying to understand where all this shit is coming from. Who talks like that? I ain't never spoke about nobody's children like that. See, I be telling y'all women every time I talk to you, what's in a man's head comes out his mouth. It takes something in your head for you to let that shit out your mouth. So obviously, like Shorty said, this nigga has been through some shit. Somebody didn't touch this nigga. I mean, he was homeless. Remember when Nature Boy was homeless? He was honest enough to tell you that he was sleeping with white man for $2. So obviously, you know, it's something with these homeless niggas. All I'm saying is, it's cool. Y'all relax. Don't get so riled up, man. Play with a nigga like this. That's what he like to be done to. He like to be played with. Play with that nigga.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I
tough
Yeah,
ain't never
bro.
acting.
heard no straight
Knowledge.
man
You
say pretty
already know what it
asshole
is,
ever in my
bro.
Just
life.
It's
look
it's
him.
it's
Not
a
even
form
me.
of
On the pussy.
art of war, bro.
All right, bro.
It's
Whatever
simple.
you say, man.
He
You're
seen
so
that he
tough.
couldn't get under
You
your
know what I
skin,
mean?
so
All
he
that
he
shit.
figured
We
out
just give a
what you
fuck
cared
about what
about
you
the
gotta say.
most, and